How's it going, guys? It's the Pixelated Pumpkin, and in today's video, I'll be unboxing, setting up, and reviewing the officially licensed Ghostbusters Slimer Animatronic from HalloweenCostumes.com and sold exclusively on HalloweenCostumes.com. If you want to get this guy or anything else on HalloweenCostumes.com, use my link in the description. They'll get you 15% off, and you'll also be helping out the channel in the process, so I'd really appreciate it. It's a win-win situation. Anyways, this is our first ever Ghostbusters animatronic, and I have to say it's about time. And they definitely chose the right character to start with, Slimer, the most iconic ghost from the movie. And from what I hear, this is probably the most accurate Slimer you can own. Between all the props, decorations, everything that's been released, this right here is the most accurate to the film, so I'm really, really excited. Being a Ghostbusters fan myself, that is. Anyways, I say let's pop the box and take everything out.
Here is everything you see when you first open the box. And the reason why the box is so big is because, well, he is one solid plastic piece. Besides the arms, and of course, the butt. Look at that. That has to be the most accurate piece of Slimer cake I think I've ever seen. Wow. That is very impressive. Anyways, let's start taking everything out. First thing out is the butt plate. I'll bring this up for a closer look, because I mean, we got it. Here is the butt plate, and wow, get a look at that insane detail. He is all cheeked up and ready to go, just like the movie. I can't believe I'm saying what I'm saying right now, but yeah, this is actually very, very accurate to the film, and I love to see it. Next up, we got both of the arms. These look really cool. Let's take a closer look. Here's one of his arms now, and the quality is great on this. Again, all solid, good quality plastic here, and wow, just look at the detailing on the hands there. Look how impressive this sculpt is. Whoever did the sculpt on this did a fantastic job. I can't say enough with the accuracy here. It is truly, truly phenomenal. And the next thing we have out of the box is Slimer himself. Let's take a closer look. Take a look at Slimer, and I am honestly at a loss for words. This looks so accurate to the movie. It's insane. I think there's only been a few licensed props that have come before this that have actually managed to capture something from a movie this perfectly. I think this will probably go down as one of the most accurate licensed props of all time. But if you look at the movie, this thing is pretty much just identical. I'm absolutely shocked with how good this looks. Anyways, get a look at the cool eyes he has. Those will light up. Get a look at that big jaw and teeth there. That is a gross looking mouth where he shirted down a bunch of burgers and hot dogs into there. Get a look at his gelatinous gut. That is so, so cool looking. And if we go around back, as you can see, we have this is where the mechanism is in the prop. There you go. You can kind of see a little bit of his butt there, but we already looked at the butt plate. And there's the control panel, so you don't have to unscrew it and re-screw the butt panel on to actually access that. But I still am just absolutely blown away with how good this thing actually looks. It is truly, truly awesome looking. We have some screws here. I'm assuming this is for his butt plate. You're gonna need to screw it in, unfortunately. I always never like screws on animatronics, but I feel like it's necessary for this. We got the one pole that is gonna go up through his body here to actually have him floating. And finally, last thing we got out is the base. All right, now that we got everything out of the box, let's start the setup.
First, you start with the base, then you're going to want to attach that pole right in, and then there's this extra little support which you just slide right into the side. Then comes Slimer himself, you're just going to attach him, he snap locks right in. Then come the arms, these snap lock right in as well. The snap locks are inside the body, so that's why you have the opening there. And then you're going to want to attach the butt plate. This just screws right in, and then you're good to go.
Now he's all set up and looking quite fabulous, I must say. But now it's time for me to review him, and then after that, I'll show you his demo.
Well, here's Slimer, and of course, like I said, I'll be reviewing him, but first let me give you some specifics about the item. From left hand to right hand, he's pretty much exactly 3 feet wide, so this is a big boy for sure, and from base to the tip top of his head, he's about 63 inches, so just over 5 feet. So his entire body and everything is very large here. He'll definitely have a very big presence wherever you set him up. I would say he's pretty much the exact size he's depicted in the movie here, so it doesn't feel like he's too big or too small. I say he's pretty much just right, which is fantastic. He currently retails for $300 on HalloweenCostumes.com, but just a reminder, if you use my link, you'll be getting yourself a nice 15% off. Anyways, it's time for my review of Slimer now, and I'll start off with the most important factor when it comes to any licensed prop, being the authenticity. And like I've said so many times already, the authenticity on this Slimer animatronic is near perfect. I seriously think this is one of the most accurate licensed props we've seen ever. I think it's only rivaled by the Corpse Bride animatronics from Spirit Halloween this year, and perhaps the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface from Party City last year. I'm telling you, every year they get more and more accurate with these licensed props, and I could not be happier because they double as a Halloween decoration and at this point a collector's item, so I think that is so cool. Basically, you're getting a 2-in-1 deal here because if you're a big fan of Ghostbusters, this is an absolutely perfect life-size Slimer collector's item to own, and you could also set it up as an animated Halloween decoration, which I think is great. So enough about his looks, we get it, he looks incredible, everything is pinpoint accurate, especially the butt. But now, let's move on to his animation. And the animation here, I think for what it is pretty solid. Now, in order to get the accuracy so well, they had to make this guy a solid plastic mold. I don't think they could have pulled off mouth animation here and still have him look this good. So in my opinion, it's completely okay that all he does is move his arms. To be honest with you guys, I'm happy he has any animation whatsoever, because typically on props like this, they're just statics. And I think for the moving arm animation, it's actually pretty good. It's definitely taken from that scene where Slimer charges Venkman and slimes him, and I think it's a pretty cool idea to have that sort of be his animation here, where he's kind of waving his arms like that. Overall, I think the animation, while extremely simple, is definitely pretty good, and once again, it's nice that they actually figured out a way to work some animation into this guy while keeping the impeccable accuracy. And now I'll talk about his audio, which you'll hear in just a minute, so bear with me, but the audio is great. It's taken straight from the movie, and again, that just goes back to the point of authenticity. I really love it when licensed props just take stuff straight out of the movie instead of hiring their own voice actors to try to replicate something. So I'm really happy that was the case for this Slimer animatronic here. And once again, he just says what he says in the movie, which is a bunch of groaning and gargling sounds. And finally, the last thing I'll talk about is the lighting, and of course the eyes light up, which I definitely think gets the job done in the lighting department. It's better than no lighting at all, but I think it would have been really cool if he had an internal light and he sort of glowed like he does in the movies. If you'll take a look here, I actually tried to see if this would work, and yeah, it does. If you put your own light inside of it, it has to be pretty powerful though, he'll actually sort of glow like he does in the movie when he's sort of floating around. The only problem being the arms won't light up as well, so it's kind of just his body lighting up. Meanwhile, his arms are still flailing around off to the sides, not being lit up. But I think if you want him to glow like the movie, it would not be a difficult task at all to just put your own spotlight inside of him. You could definitely run wires through the opening in the back, or you can make a small hole underneath to run a wire up through him. And again, I don't think it would be a difficult task at all if you want to achieve that. I think if you don't mind sparing a spotlight to put inside of this guy, it looks pretty cool in the dark. But overall, I think this guy's stock lighting with the eyes is definitely enough here, and I do like how the eyes light up. So overall, in the end, for Slimer, I definitely recommend him, especially if you're a fan of Ghostbusters. By now, Slimer is one of the most recognizable ghosts of all time. He's just as recognizable as the Ghostbusters themselves, and this will be a really cool and unique prop to have on your yard this Halloween. Also, just a personal note, I'm so happy we're finally seeing Ghostbusters Halloween animatronics. With Ghostbusters being such a big property, I'm really surprised it took them till now to actually make something like this, but still, I'm super happy we do have something like this. And again, I absolutely love this guy. What I'm hoping to see next from the Ghostbusters line of animatronics is perhaps a Ghostbuster themselves. Imagine a life-size Ghostbuster animatronic where it's literally just one of the Ghostbusters and he has the proton pack or some sort of gadget. That would be so cool. Anyways, everybody, that's going to be it for my review of this guy. So now, take a look at his demos.